This is the way that I get started on a session. I've been working with a great singer-songwriter recently, and I'm just going to sort of explain how we started the session and how we work. The way that I work is a quick way to get into the track, learn the track, and at least get the bare basics down. And in Logic, I've got set up various templates that I use. So you can see here I have a quick write, which is the one that I'm going to use now. But I have other things like a large folk template, a smaller folk template, drums, that's if I'm importing drums from other session players and things like that. We're going to go into this one now. So Logic's just waking up. One thing I have, and this was down to Wal, because Wal was always nagging that I never had control over the click. I have the click track down here, which comes out on the desk at 9 and 10. If the artist doesn't want the click or wants it softly or louder, I've got complete control over that without having to do it within the box. Then I have preset my vocal channel so I can get to the vocalist immediately. And here I have a couple of plugins on, like usually EQ, compressor there. And then I have this lovely little vocal thing, which I'll just show you now. It's this Chris Lord algae thing, which I use for clarity. You can hear the vocals really clearly. And I have that on, but I don't usually put that in until I've finished the first sort of like track laying session. Down here I have a little drum kit, a bass, either come from Easy Drummer, that's from Easy Bass. Then I have 2 tracks ready for acoustic guitar, 2 tracks for electric guitar, and then this is key to me, the Rhodes. The Rhodes is what I use for blocking out all the chords and then showing me where the changes are. The first thing I'll do is when the artist comes in is that I'll set up a tempo, which is the click, and then I'll block in all those chords. And all I do is I block the chords on each downbeat of the bar. So then what I'll do is I've got the click set up, and then I can just go through the chords, blocking them in, like so. Now I can quantize those if it's strict tempo, or I can leave them free. And then I'll go through the song like that with the Fender Rhodes before we do anything else, and the vocalist is just singing along while I'm plotting the chords in. And then of course once I've got the chords in, I need to put in the arrangement. This is simple in Logic. So there's my count, so I'll just put that in. And then all the other things are pretty easy. So that's verse, chorus, blah, blah, blah. And I will build the song up like that before I start anything else. And then once I have all the chords in, I will then get the vocalist, just a guide vocal. Once I have the guide vocal and my Fender Rhodes tracking, I will then start doing the beats of things like this. So it'll be so if I do that and I just quantize that, quantize weight, and I'll loop that, that'll get me through the song. And then I'll do like a temporary sort of kick and drum. And then I would loop that. And that then is my starting point. Got my guide vocal, I got my drums, and then I'll just put in some bass. And everything is just simple. So this is the basis for my track. And then I can add guitars and gradually build up the track. What I intend to do is to build the track so that it's got some great production on it, so that when the vocalist then comes to do his definitive vocal, he's got this whole band behind him, and it'll give him a far better vibe to be able to do a great vocal. Once I have the song mapped out with the whole arrangement up here and everything down here in demo form, if there's no budget for drums, I will then start to program the drums in real time so that you get a better feel. And then if there's any budget for session musicians, I can then send this out without their parts on it, and so that they can work with tracklay session. And this way, it's a really easy and quick way, because the last thing you want to be doing is spending time on, I don't know, faffing around with microphones and stuff like that while the artist is there. The artist is really interested in getting straight to the vocal and then doing all the parts that he or she is interested in. And then once I've got their parts down, I can then start to add production. Sometimes they like to be in the room with me while I'm producing the track up. And sometimes they would rather go home, and then I present the ideas and they can say yay or nay. So that's the way that I work.